Hi guys, today I'm here with a best of Essence video. I don't think I've done a ton of these, but I definitely want to focus in on brands, particularly drugstore brands, I think, and pick out, 5 to 10 things depending on the brand of what I enjoy. So let me know down below which brand you would like to see next. Figured we would start with Essence. It's pretty readily available, one of the most affordable brands out there, cruelty-free. They got a couple issues when it comes to shade range, but we will get into that. So if you enjoy this style of video, be sure to subscribe, but let's go ahead and get started. So starting out with the product that I probably recommend the most from Essence, both to you here on YouTube and in my personal life. I often have friends come to me and say, I'm spending $30 on a Lancome mascara, please help me. And that is where I always introduce the Essence Lash Princess. Do not overlook the sometimes juvenile looking display and the low prices. They gonna give you some lashes. So all of Essence mascaras pretty much have been amazing in my opinion, except for the ones that come in the chunky tubes, like the bigger tubes with the bigger brushes. For some reason, none of those were really hits for me, but otherwise I feel like I've had a great experience. I think they were called like the I Love Extremes or whatever. But if I had to boil it down, the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara in the purple tube, probably my favorite. I think this is the most recent Lash Princess that they launched. Outside of, I want to give a special mention to the waterproof version because I never wear waterproof mascara. I hate almost all of them that I've tried. I hate the formula. I hate how it looks on my lashes because I never wear waterproof. Like, my lashes have a good curl. I never have really issues with smudging and transferring. I'm sorry. I know that plagues so many people. And I was blessed in the lash game, but this one, the False Lash Effect waterproof, first of all, it does a good job being waterproof. I only ever wore it like on vacation anyways, but it performed, in my opinion, just as well as a non-waterproof mascara, which I always felt like that was never the case in trying waterproof versions of even mascaras that I love. There's some others that I've tried, but yeah, these to me are absolutely the best. And on top of being, let me check the price here. Yeah, these are $4.99 Canadian. That's not even the American price, my friend. So if you're American, it's probably free. I don't know what you guys are doing down there, but everything's so much cheaper. But yeah, I really love these. And of course, I'm not going to be able to talk about everything that I've ever liked from Essence today, but these are the ones that have really stood out to me recently or ones that I repurchase over and over. Now, this next recommendation is a product that I talk about all the time in category that I feel like a lot of people don't ever mention. And it makes a huge difference for me as somebody who does not wear false lashes. That is Lash Primer. So I was a gigantic fan, #1 advocate for the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer. Still am, love it. Still super affordable. Like, the price hasn't gone up because I feel like they forgot that it existed or something. It's like one of those staple products. But more recently I tried this because they launched it last year, the year before. Time means nothing. It is the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer. This is also just $4.99 and has super volume with super fruits. So I absolutely love pairing this with any mascara. It doesn't have to be the Lash Princess or an Essence mascara. I don't know how this would affect waterproof mascaras, but I love this. I apply it and probably wait 20 seconds or so to put on my other mascara on top of it. Don't put on too much. I really love it. If you've been looking to dabble in lash primers, but you're like, I don't know if I believe it, you don't want to spend a bunch of money, $4.99 is such a good price, and I really find this adds a little extra oomph to my lashes, and such a good product. Made in Italy too, so fancy. The newest item that I'm going to mention today is something that I reviewed recently. I actually have a ton of Essence videos that I will link to down below where you can see a lot of these products in action, but it is the Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. Now, I gotta say, I am so impressed with this. First of all, I guess I kind of misspoke in my review. I was unsure, and I'm still not totally sure about the reviews or the availability in Canada. It seems like there's 36 shades in the range. On the Shoppers website, in Shoppers in store, there was only 16 shades, so I don't know, because Essence is such a global brand that it could have 36 shades in other, or it does have 36 shades in other places. That doesn't mean that it's not coming to Canada, but I can't say for sure. I haven't seen it, can't confirm. But that is amazing that they have 36 shades. So this is the Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. I reviewed this. I will link it down below. I think it looks gorgeous. It's $8.99. $8.99. What costs $8.99 at the drugstore anymore? Like, it's amazing. So I have to say, like, when I reviewed this and I looked at some footage afterwards, like I was filming a What I Eat in a Day and I was wearing it, like, my skin looked so good. So it really, really impressed me. So I just want to, in case I didn't say it enough in the review, that it is a really great foundation. It is absolutely great. The only kind of downfall or potential issue I see people having with this is, first of all, trying to match yourself in store, very hard. It's in a box. The coloring on the box is not accurate. Even if it wasn't in a box, it has like a faux kind of thing there. So I recommend trying to find reviews if you can to shade match yourself. And the other thing is that it says it's a hydrating foundation, which it very well could be, but I don't want you to think that that means radiant or dewy or kind of glowy, because it is not that. Like, it has hyaluron in here and aloe vera, so it definitely has more of like a satin matte finish, but I thought it wore beautifully. And again, like, I know that I'm mentioning the price and saying like for $8.99, for $4.99, but all of these are absolutely worth double their price, if not triple, if not the exact same price of their, like, you know, other drugstore counterparts. The products themselves are great. It's not just because they're cheap that they're great, if that makes sense. So moving on to the other complexion product from them, it is their Camouflage Concealer. Again, a really kind of, I'm unsure about the shade range because I see so many different things depending on where you're coming from. So what I've seen in Canada is not great, but they did release some more shades, and what I love this for is spot concealing. I don't love this as much under my eyes. I haven't really tried it too much under my eyes just because of the shade, but it does such a good job. It is the Camouflage Matte Concealer. It says it's waterproof. I haven't tested that out, but it is such a good liquid. I use primarily like pot concealers if I'm trying to spot conceal any acne marks, because I feel like they stick to the face the most. Liquid sometimes can move around, so I feel like the matteness of this is not as friendly for my under eyes personally, but on acne marks I think it does such a good job covering and staying. That's the key. Like, you can easily cover up a pimple, but if it's the wrong concealer, it kind of slips away, you know what I mean? So I've used this, I think, in an acne coverage foundation routine. If I did, I'll link it down below. But my best practice for this is to put it on the pimple, let it set a bit, and then pat it out with your finger. And it does a really good job sticking around, reducing redness and whatnot. And, you know, I'll say it again, a great price. Also, Essence has a bunch of great lip products. I'm not getting into any of them because none of them are like mind-blowing to me. Like, the drugstore kills it when it comes to lips, and so does Essence. They do have the, what is it called, like Mood Boost liquid lipsticks or something. There's a gorgeous kind of orangey color that I'm obsessed with. I tried to grab it for this video, but I cannot find it. So I'll link my most recent Essence video if you want to see that lip color. I love it. Tons of great lips, great lip glosses, really good price. Something that I do want to mention though, especially if you have my skin tone, is this contouring palette. I would say this is my favorite contour shade, one of my favorite contour shades, next to Mr. Kevyn Aucoin, who costs $65 and I've broken twice. Therefore, I've purchased it 3 times. Like a fool! But it's so good, and I'll do it again. But let me mention this. If you don't want to be like me, I don't recommend it. This is the Essence Contouring Duo Palette in 20 Darker Skin. Now, this shade is a little bit light, this shade is a little bit dark. But when combined, they're great. They have a good coolness to them, but they're not too gray, because things can go a little bit too gray on my skin where it's a little more neutral, golden peachy-ish. And I just think that this is fabulous. The formula is really good too. It is a little bit more pigmented than Kevyn. It's not going to have that same, like, the thing that I love about the Kevyn Aucoin powder is like the color is perfect, but like I can't overdo it, and it just blends so seamlessly into the skin, really kind of fakes the, you know, the jaw and the cheekbones I so desire. But this is such a good option. Let me double check the oh wait, yeah, I couldn't find this on the Shoppers Drug Mart website actually. So I don't know what that means, but I believe I have seen this in store recently, and if you've kind of overlooked it, you want to contour, this is great. Contouring is not dead in my opinion. I think people just like overdid it. I still do it on like important days, and if you're not going to be doing it all the time, it might be nice to find something that's a little bit more affordable. And then this is so good. I'm so glad that they came out with a shade extension on this. Still could use a couple of more shades, but I think it's really good, really unique for the drugstore as well, and that is their Pure Nude highlighter. So actually it's their Sunlighter. The highlighter was out forever. It looks exactly like this, but is a little bit more icy, and I used to wear that, but it was never really a great shade for me. But this reminds me of like MAC MSF, almost like Fenty, like the satin side of the duo highlighters. Like, it just is very forgiving on more textured skin. Or if you're not looking for like a bam bam thank you ma'am kind of highlighter, why would I call it that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I said that. Gonna keep going though. This is really, really good. I mentioned it in a highlighters for textured skin video, I think, but really beautiful, has this kind of baked formula. It's a little warmer, a little more yellow than the original formula. That's much cooler, so depending on your skin tone, you can, of course, pick up whatever shade you want, but I think that this is so good. I feel like it's well known. I wouldn't say it's necessarily underrated, perhaps a little bit forgotten though, and such a delight. So there you have it. That is everything that I love from Essence. Let me know down below what your favorites are, and of course, what brand you would like to see next. As always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!